Hello, intrepid viewers. Welcome, any new viewers surfing by. I just wanted to say, as a trigger warning, I have to be fair. For those of you who think Trump's remotely okay, I really don't think you'll like this channel. Here, he's regarded as a lecherous, bankrupt, buffoon, con man with the brain of a parrot. He's patently unfit to drive a bus, let alone sit in the Oval Office. So really, this channel may well not be for you. If you want an unbiased reading, off you go, pet. Okay, so intrepid viewers, how are you holding up? We get good news, we get setbacks. This is what it's going to be like. This is the roller coaster we are on. Thank you also for your condolences about the Australian election. People here kept saying, oh, read on it. It looks really good for Labor. Read on it. And I couldn't and wouldn't because I knew they weren't going to get over the line despite everything. And that can be the downside of being a psychic sometimes. You know stuff you don't always want to know. But look, here we go. We're going to have a look at Trump in June. And by doing this, inevitably, we're going to see how it's going to pan out, hopefully, for the Dems. Where do we all sit on Nancy Pelosi? Mixed bag. I'll be honest, viewers, I'm on my second red wine. I never read, having had a drink, but it's been a traumatic week with the Australian elections, with our Pentecostal nightmare Prime Minister. Really, I share your pain. It's just a smaller version. Now, we're going to look at Trump in June, each of the 4 weeks. He's starting to lose the plot. The 25th Amendment is, in the ether. Excuse me, and off we go. Regular viewers, trendsetters of all types, you will know that for Trump, I like to use the Thoth deck. And it's particularly good for shady characters. It's particularly good for those who are up to no good. And I've found it very effective in working for Trump and the Klan. And isn't it great? A few judges, real judges, have actually made decisions that should help the Dems. What times we live in. Okay, Trump for June. Tell me about Trump for June. So he's a Gemini. Must be coming up around his birthday. I think things are going to be pretty intense leading into the summer, you would have to say. So, here we go. Trump in June. So here we have, I'm going to do 2 cards for each week and see what happens, and then use some clarifiers. I've ordered a couple of new decks, actually, so you'll be treated to some new cards soon. But I notice a lot of you have developed a fondness for the Thoth deck. So let's have a look at week 1. The 2 of Swords, we have a crossroads followed by the Prince of Wands. So, with the 2 of Swords, in the Thoth deck it's referred to as peace, which is interesting. In all the conventional decks, it's the blindfolded figure, usually which path to follow. Trump, being a Gemini, will in fact be torn. I think he's torn between what has always worked for him, but appears to be working on some levels, but not working altogether well, or going in a new direction. So I wonder what that's about. This is a real turning point. Where are we now? It's the 23rd of May here. So this is still 2 weeks away. So things are already hotting up. So he's going to have to, this is about tactics. This is all about tactics, which way he's going to go. And the Prince of Wands could be worse, could be the Prince of Swords. The Prince of Wands, he's going to, I think, try and pull his act together. I am a really strong, dignified person. Like the evangelicals who somehow delude themselves into the fact they haul God's name into their cesspit of misguided nonsense. But Trump here is like the anointed one. He's going to, having made this decision, what he thinks he is the anointed one with all the power in the world, the power of the lion. So expect in the first week of June, even though he'll be clobbered next week, and I'm sure clobbered beyond, this is how he sees himself. This is the narcissist's go-to position. Oh, I'm feeling like crap and everything's against me, and even High Court judges and things are against me, but it's all right because I actually rule the world, my lunchtime. Okay, second week of June. The Empress, defeat, second week of June. Mark it on your calendars, please, regular viewers. Something with Ivanka. So, Ivanka has always been the Empress in my readings since forever. So unless she's expressly excluded, like I'm reading specifically for someone else, this is a Trump reading. This is Ivanka. It's going to lead to her defeat. This second week of June, something with Ivanka. Moving on. It's almost not talking about Trump himself, because it will be either the biggest news and we'll know about it, or we might not even know about it. But for Trump himself, this is his reading, this is the big news. This might be when he realizes his little girl that he'd seriously like to have sex with since she was born is going down. Oh, could be fascinating. Okay, so third week, out comes the Queen of Swords. My immediate projection here is that Nancy Pelosi making a big move. Queen of Swords could be another female judicial figure. It could be Letitia James making a big move. We'll see if we get to the clarifiers. But it could be... Nancy's interesting at the moment, is she not? On the one hand, it's so frustrating. Impeach the guy. He's the ultimate impeachable creature. She's still hanging back. She's not a stupid woman. This is, I think, even more strongly Nancy Pelosi. I think what she's hoping, let's see the other card. Ah, yes, the Nine of Swords. She is going to not only nail his sorry ass to the wall, she's going to impale him in week 3 of June. I hope I'm right, viewers. I so hope I'm right. Nor do I care about time frames. If she does it earlier, she doesn't later, don't worry, Nancy. Don't feel locked in. But I'm seeing third week of June. So just like the second week was Ivanka stuff for him, it's like these are the people acting on Trump. And it's interesting. It's his reading, but they're coming out really strongly. Back to the Queen of Swords. She has risen above it. I am not a blanket defender, you can see it's the second one, defender of Nancy Pelosi. those of you who remember my videos from back in the day, I was saying, look, Biden, Schumer, Pelosi, even Elizabeth Warren, full credit for what you've done, but you are with the old guard. You are very happy in corporate America and all of that. Time to mentor the young ones, let the young ones through. I was never an enthusiast, right? But I always did say, in this ugly time between now and the 2020 elections, Nancy's the one. She is evaluating everything. She's not just anti-impeachment. She is watching everything. I think her rationale is, here's what I think. This is an exceptional Queen of Swords. I think it's even more spectacular than the Rider-Waite Queen of Swords, right? She's coming from the heavens with the Sword of Truth. I think she's thinking, if we go for impeachment now, I think before she was worried about polls. Before she was worried about taking the people with her. I think she's got different concerns now because she's so smart. They will stonewall us. No matter what we ask for impeachment, we will be stonewalled. Therefore, let the courts do this. One by one by one, we'll get the records, then we'll impeach. I think, I'll have to do a reading purely on Nancy. She's not totally opposed to impeachment. I thought she was. I thought she thought, I don't think so. I think she is paving the way. We'll see. But in terms of this reading, week 3 for Trump, look out. I could be wrong and it could be Letitia James, but some legal, massive thing is going to come from the sky and impale him. Now, week 4, Princess of Wands. War. This is also sometimes Ivanka. How ironic. Princess of Wands. This wonderful, powerful, emergent figure aiming for the sky, but she's been playing with the tiger and the tiger has her. She hasn't got the tiger by the tail. The tiger has her by the throat. Okay, so this is the twist on this. So, Princess of Wands. Princess of Wands. So, younger female woman, or we've got to always remember the sort of almost literal, the personal, the individual, and the collective. This might not be one female. This could be collective angry women, which would not be at all surprising by the end of June. It's funny. Trump's barely coming up, and I have an opinion about that. So week 4, he has the Princess of Wands, which I think he might find really scary. I'm beginning to think that's more collective women. The juggler, the manipulator, he's going to be in full-blown juggle, manipulate mode just to stay above water. Don't get me wrong. I think he's still going to be there because legal stuff takes time. He's not going to go without a legal fight on everything. I have seen him leeching into next year. How's it creeping, crawling? So love to be wrong, viewers. I see him creeping, crawling. He'll be destroyed effectively by the end of this year, but he'll still be a presence, the Yeti in the Oval Office. But I've never seen him at the 2020 elections. I think he'll go into next year, then something will happen. We'll be on top of it. He is going to be juggling like a maniac, right? This is juggling chainsaws. This is going to be a surprising week 4 of June. Of course, he has his annual 4th of July fantasies, but he's been so foul to the military, including giving them money that they didn't quite get and then taking more away, because how is he subsidizing the farmers? The American public is paying for the tariffs. They're paying for his 200 yards of vanity wall. You're paying at the checkout at Walmart, and you're paying to subsidise the farmers. Excellent. So for those of you who have relations who are Trump supporters, I really feel for you. You have my blessings. Eventually, some of them will see the light. Okay, for now, June, radically uncomfortable for Trump. I think it's scary for Trump. Instead of clarifiers, I'm just going to pull a few Rider-Waite's. Let me have another sip. I'm in devilish mode. Oh. The Australian elections were so disappointing. And I went to the party of the woman who should have been the Deputy Prime Minister, who's fabulous, fabulous, Tanya Plibersek. What a goddess. No, it was very sad. Let's cut money to schools and hospitals and universities. Yes, I'll vote for that. Let's kill the Great Barrier Reef and kill our national forests. Yeah, I'm right behind it. There's probably 3 jobs in that. I'll vote for that. What can you do? And migrants, so you can never underestimate the anti-migrant vote. We are a small nation. Anglo people all over the world are not having 12 children anymore or 16 children anymore, right? So if we don't have migration, who's going to pay the pensions of the older Anglos? It's the new migrant population who work really hard, right? We all need migration to keep the wheels turning. Okay, this is just a quickie. 4 cards on Trump from the Rider-Waite for June. Oh, I've got them upside down. King of Wands, Ace of Swords, King of Swords. Oh, God, I love tarot. You know, Trump normally turns up for me as the Emperor, alternatively, the King of Wands. So, for those of you learning tarot, when you're looking at the cards from a negative meaning all the way to the most positive meaning, the King of Wands, when he's positive, is someone sane, measured, just, fearless, compassionate. Why don't any of those things actually echo? Because the opposite, which is the Trump expression, is the egotistical, uncaring King of Wands who holds his staff, instead of it being a staff of intuition and knowledge and deep thought and fairness. No. It's a blunt instrument. Coming up on his sorry ass is the Ace of Swords, Justice. Notice it is skewering the crown. He who wants to be king. This is the cutting through the crap card. And why is that? We're in June now. Finally, Mueller turns up again. So either it's more unredacted stuff from the Mueller report, or it is the man himself. Please, all the gods, I'm asking that it's Mueller himself. This has followed Trump's outcome for June. In case you have a poor camera, that says death. It is the death card. So I'm liking the crown imagery here. Here you have the crown being impaled. Again, we have this impaling thing going on. Skewered by the sword of justice, the sword of truth. Here, with the death card, we have the king being trampled. The crown has fallen. And so even though this is Ba, as the sort of cloaked figure pleading with death, don't kill my president. He's going to give me money. I've done everything. I've sold my soul to him. Please spare him. But death says, no, sorry. Happy face. just as well because it's been a cow of a week. Love you guys. I'm uploading this now. The Yeti in June. Bye. Don't forget, get in touch. Get in touch. Readings are now available. If you wish for a reading, email me. It's on every video.